Hey guys, it's Doc, and today we're going to talk a little bit about summer fertilizer. I'm going to take you up in the air. I'm going to show you some stress testing zones. I'm going to show you for the first time ever. I'm going to open up this bag. This is the first bag ever of actually factory produced PGF Complete. And I'll tell you about some of the stuff that we were working on last week that has yet to be published, and I'll give you a little teaser on that. So hold on one second. Hey guys, before I forget, when I start this video, I always put a link in the description below to a web page where I actually list links to products and stuff I'm talking about in the video, so you can go there and see that. Plus, don't forget to watch the win video. We have a video up on our channel that says win this. It's a $2,000 reel mower we're giving away. Plus, once you've done the registration or follow those instructions, you're registered for any more giveaways that we do. So make sure you do that, because we're doing some fertilizer giveaways and we're giving away a lawn spreader later this summer. So do that once and then you're registered for all of it. And today what we're going to do is I'm going to talk to you a little bit about summer fertilizer and a little bit of a change on recommendations that I think we're going to do because of our testing that we've done with this new PGF Complete. I'll go over that here in a minute. I'm going to take you up in the air and I'm going to show you some footage. Then I'm going to take you in close. I'm going to show you one of our, we've got about 5 different testing zones for this new PGF Complete. And I'm going to show you one over here that I consider a summer stress zone. I'll show you that here in a second. Anyway, so last week was just an absolute bear. I think it was like a 90-hour work week between doing work in the yard, shooting videos, editing, producing. We put out 2 new videos that are not published yet. Did a 1.5 minute promotional video for PGF Complete. Then we did the full breakdown video, which is going to be released. That's why you want to subscribe so you don't miss those 2 videos. But let me just explain real quick where I'm going with this. This spring we launched PGF Fertilizer. Great stuff. Thousands of people are using it. It's amazing the results with it. We're coming out with 2nd generation PGF Complete, which adds the final elements into PGF. Let me explain what PGF is. PGF stands for professional grade fertilizer. If you go to big box stores, you're never going to find something like this in a big box store. It has a 4:1:2 ratio, but it's a 16:4:8. So it's a 16:4:8 nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. You divide it out, that's a 4:1:2 ratio. It has micronutrients, so it has copper, manganese, zinc, sulfur. It has micronutrients in it already. It has humic acid and fulvic acid inside of it in the form of humic DG. So every time you're putting out your fertilizer, you're putting out humic DG. It has 3% iron, give you that dark green color. I'll show you that here in a sec. It has 3 forms of nitrogen. And what that does is the degradation of the nitrogen in this is varying, so it's a very smooth release, almost impossible to get a burn out of this stuff. It's very mild. But it also contains methylene urea, which, to keep a long story short, it's a very expensive form of nitrogen because it relies more so on microbial degradation than it does like a regular water-based soluble type fertilizer. It gets a little complicated. But one of the biggest things I like about it is the particle size. It's in the industry, it's called 150 SGN, which means the particle size. And it's a very, very small particle size, which means because it's a mild formula, because it's a 16:4:8, you're putting out more of this than you normally would with, say, a 30:00, so you get a lot more pellets. Then you bring the particle size down on top of that, and now you have this tremendous pellet count, granule size per square foot. And what that does is that just gives you such a good consistency and dispersion of the product. It's absolutely amazing. I just absolutely love this stuff. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to take you up in the air real quick, and I'm going to just run down the neighborhood. And there's a spot across the street that I'm using as my stress zone because this is an old piece of ground that was all weeds. We killed off the weeds. It's common Bermuda. It does not have irrigation. It went through a drought, and I'm going to show you we did a triple treatment. So we started with PGF Complete. 3 weeks later, PGF Complete. 3 weeks later, PGF Complete. Basically 90 to 96 degrees, no water, heavy drought conditions. Then we got some rain come in, and I want you to see this grass now. It's just absolutely amazing. It's the only green. It's the greenest spot in our whole subdivision. Our whole subdivision, that's the greenest, thickest spot that's around. Okay, so I decided to take a little flyover at about 6:30 this morning, and you're going to see a really dark green spot in the neighborhood. Now, most of these lawns are well taken care of, but watch for it. And there it comes. It's right across the street from my yard. You're going to see that dark green spot. Now, let's zoom in on it and take a closer look. Now, this is the area we're calling our stress zone because I triple treated over 9 weeks with PGF trying to get it to burn, and look what happened. It is truly amazing. It is super thick, super green, amazing, amazing grass. All right, so now that I took you up in the air, let me walk you over here by hand and show you this area over here. It's pretty cool. Now, just so you know, I finally did, on that video, I finally did a breakdown. I put PGF Complete on my back, and then after a scalp, after a double scalp, the front I kind of left alone, and I put PGF on it. It looks amazing. So there's the lawn with PGF Complete. Now this is getting close to a week after the PGF Complete. It just looks amazing. Let me take you over to this stress zone over here. So this is one of our testing zones over here. Now this is a reseed testing zone that we're doing, but look at how green this is right here. And you can here's a good comparison. See the world's worst Bermuda lawn in the background? See how that's sort of a light green? We really haven't put anything on that in weeks. And look at the PGF Complete zone. Now this is common Bermuda grass. This is insane. Look at that. That is just incredible. So it's important to remember that what we've done is we've gone through a drought period. This has no irrigation. We did a triple treatment of the PGF Complete trying to get this to burn a little bit, and all it did was just blow up. And some of that has to do with, number one, it's a mild formula, and number two, you have 3 forms of nitrogen that release sort of on different patterns. All right, so I'm going to open up for the very first time. We're going to open up this bag, and I'm going to show you the new PGF. And again, this is the first production fertilizer. We've had to custom make our own up to this point. Okay. Extremely fine particles. And in the upcoming video, I show you there's just a huge amount of particles per square foot that gets put out with this fertilizer. That's pretty cool there. Again, we call it complete because this has nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, has all your micros, has humic DG, has iron inside of it, and it comes in and has 3 forms of nitrogen. Let's talk a little bit about this fertilizer change. Just so you know, I'm going to be updating the Bermuda grass calendar with all these changes. Plus, when you go over to the website, there's a subscription service. There's an email notification service, which is not used for marketing. It's just a notification when I post something new. To everyone that's subscribed over there, I'm going to be probably sometime in November. Don't hold me to it. Probably in November, we're going to be coming out with something called the Bermuda Bible. And it's sort of like a handbook for total lawn care for Bermuda lawns. So if you're subscribed over there, you go over there, it's just name and email address. When that's released, we'll actually send out a link to it where you can get a copy of that coming out. Like I said, that's probably going to be November when things start to settle down a bit. But we're going to be changing a few things on the Bermuda calendar. We did some early spring testing, and we're going to change a little bit of things on there that are that's a really interesting change to the program. Plus, we're also going to be saying, now that we have the PGF Complete and we've done our stress testing, it's okay to put this granular down in the summertime. Again, it's a light formula, 5,000 square feet per bag, and at that rate you're putting out 3/4 of a pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet. And like I said, there's 1, 2, 3 forms of nitrogen, and they all sort of release differently in different sort of stages. So we found that it's very smooth, and we haven't had any burn issues. If nothing else, I encourage you to order 1 bag, take an area, and do a test. Now we've got We have 1, 2, 3 actual test areas, and then we're going to be putting in about 3 or 4 other test strips, and we've got a couple more test lawns. But the results so far have just been absolutely amazing over the past, like I said, 9 weeks with this stuff. Now let me give you a little tip that I did. I did a really harsh scalp back here on the backyard last week, about a week and a half ago. Took it down really ugly short to like 1/2 inch. This whole place was just absolutely brown. And I put down the PGF. Now I wasn't going to have rain for 5 days. So here's a little tip that you can activate, whether you're using an organic or whether you're using any kind of fertilizer. If you want to help sort of activate that fertilizer, what I do is I come out right at dusk, right as soon as that sun starts to actually set. The temperature drops about 10 degrees and you start to get a little bit of a dew mist is going to start. And what I do is I run my irrigation system for about 5 minutes just to wet the grass in the thatch layer. If I have areas that my irrigation system isn't going to get, I actually come out with a hose and I just spray with a hose, just a real light spray just to activate it. Or excuse me, just to dampen the thatch layer where that fertilizer is sitting. And here's what I've found. It just sort of starts to activate it a little bit and you get faster results with it without actually waiting for a heavy thunderstorm, which this is the first rain in about 5 days, and it's starting right now. See it? We're supposed to have chance of thunder. We're moving into that wonderful summer pattern where we have hot, 50%, 60% chance of those thunderstorms. And that's all you need. You just need a couple thunderstorms to come through every so often. So anyways, guys, this is a pretty big change for us. Again, it's really something that everyone has said, even on fescue, Bermuda, sort of pull back and don't fertilize in the summertime. You need to try some of this PGF when it releases. And again, sign up for the notification system. We'll probably send out a notification when the PGF is available. If you want, you can go to pgfcomplete.com. We're starting to work on that website, and you can read about more information on there. We'll have a link there that'll link over to Amazon when it's available, the PGF Complete. Now, PGF is still up there, and it's pretty much close to the same, but the PGF Complete, like I said, we think probably about the first week of July. So anyways, guys, it's just a little update on summer lawn fertilizers. Normally, I would switch over to an organic, and you still can do that. Again, organics are great for healthy lawns. You cannot burn your lawn with organic, but again, I'm looking at this product saying, you know what? This product is so good, I'm probably going to stick with this product spring, summer, and fall. That's how good this product is. Just take a little super juice, apply your super juice on top of it every 2 or 3 weeks or so, and my front yard is just absolutely stunning. I mean, it is stunning what it's looking like right now. Subscribe, talk to you later. Dot.